All right, we got this tuner out by some miracle. It came out of there without having to remove everything else. So there is a chance that you can work this thing without having to remove all the guts in it. But what we're going to do is we got it off the chassis and we got it away from everything else. I was getting tone through the stator and the rotor, so that tells me that there's intermittent shorts throughout through there, because it would beep 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 beep. So I got it out, and now we're going to hook it up to the stator and the rotor, and my beepers over there is already on and set for tone, so okay, you should be able to hear it over everything else that's going on in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this thing around, and let's see what gives. It should have gone off by now. Full rotation. And back. What do you know? Pretty pathetic, huh? Believe it or not, that llama you're looking at used to be a powerful reconstructive restorator in the Restoration series, and now look at him. Pretty pathetic, Roscoe. Pretty pathetic. So it's not this. There may be something to what He's the Master has indicated, that it is something on the I forget what you call it, the strips, the ground lugs on the B minus, whatever the hell that is making some sort of draw on it, because it's not this thing. So it's going to be one of them grounding clips down in there. I don't know if I can get you in there to show you that. We'll give it a shot. Where's my hog sticker? Let me zoom you in a little bit here. There we come. And we'll move that over there. And let's see if we can see what we can see. Come on. Where you is, son? Oh, I'm up here. There we go. Right there. That lug right there where you see that solder blob on is one lug with the yellows tied to it. Here's one that has that sleeving, a PVC sleeving, PTFE sleeving. Goes right to there, that little coil. That right there is the other lug down in there. So there's two screws that that those lugs tie to. And these are the two screws right here. This third one, there is no fourth one. There is only three. This one doesn't have a lug. That one has one, and that one has one. That various wires to B plus, to B minus connects to. And I was thinking that maybe, let me back you out. Am I backed out? I guess I'm backed out. So I was thinking that maybe this here is screwed down so far that maybe this thing was touching or something, but apparently not. Or that maybe this thing was warping depending on the tightness of the screws that was touching the rotator, the rotor. So I don't know. Let's go here, and let's go here. Hey, fricka-fracks. We'll go right there. And right there. Now she's starting to do it. And I have a feeling it might be this lug right here that is causing the grief. Nothing there. I don't know if you can hear that. Must be something right. Must be something right in here in this fold right here where this folds into this. And I can see that it's probably touching right over there on that second blade. Maybe even the third blade. But it doesn't look like there's any other where. It's right. So, second has to go right. Third has to go right. Fourth could go right a little bit. So let's bring this up. Let's see if we can. Okay. Let's try that now and see. see what yacht the hay. Okay. Well, man, make sure that that thing was still awake. So, yeah, I know. And bring that up a little bit. That up a little bit. Some of these might be a little far out because it might be a little off for the short wave thing. I think you bend those out to get those outer leaves, so you can bend them slightly and make a little bit of a change in the tracking and the frequencies that it produces. I might want to go a little bit more on these here, a little bit more. Now let's see what we got here. Yeah, they look a lot like they've got more gaposis in there than it did have. So let's double check it one more time. Come on. Okay, let's wake up the meter. Okay. So we got that one done. Let me check this. Let me check this other side. And see what we got here. Okay, that's all right. Let's see what this side does. Okay. So that's that. So I believe we've got chords. I believe we've got this licked. Now it's just a matter of licking this one. I guess licking it would be a lot better than sucking it, but we'll see. Still recording, I see. So at least I haven't filled up the RAM, and I haven't gone off on temp yet. So we're going to try and get this put back in there and connect it up. I'll put back together and see if it's going to prove me an idiot. Okay, so let me get that done and we'll be right back. Alright, here we go again. I got the tuner installed back. It was really not that difficult. Just needed a steady hand and a magnetic screwdriver. So now what we are going to do is, I've got my clippies on here for my test thingy. We're gonna turn that on. Hopefully you can hear that thing. Let me move this over here and see if we can make it ring. Can you hear that? I hope so. So let's put this back over here on the stator, and I'll get my little dry cloth here and give it a spin. Okay, full stroke for different folk. No beeps, bops, or warps, or quirps, or trips and tips and whatever. So we seem to have gotten rid of that ghost. So let me go the rest of the way and we'll see what gives with the rest of it. Hopefully I don't screw nothing up. We'll be back. Okay, I've got everything pretty much back in except for the back antenna and the back baffle there for the antenna mount, and getting it connected up. One other thing that I found that I didn't know before, and I just happened to stumble on it while I had this antenna off. I thought I'd go in there and take a closer examination at this loop here, this pickup loop, and right in that spot right there, luckily it was right on the outside. Got it managed to connect it back together. It comes to number 2 and number 3. I had to fix this here because it was broken here, and I put some 28 gauge, no, that's 38 gauge, no, 28 gauge. It was some gauge. Yeah, boy, you're getting sloppy in your old age, rabbit. Damn it. Yeah, it comes down here to these two. So now I've got approximately 46 ohms right there. I'm figuring it should probably be around 50 ohms or whatever, because that's typically what these pickup coils all have. The value they all have is, even on the Zeniths, they're around 60 ohms. And they have worked with 55 ohms or 54 ohms, 52 ohms. So this one here is ballpark, so it is back to being adequate. All I need to do now is throw those 3 tubes back in it, get the connections up to the auxiliary RCA jack, and get the antenna leads connected in, and get it mounted, and then we'll be good for another test. I have checked this to make sure that it's still not making the itchy scratchy, at least as far as the meter is telling me with the tone, and it's not toning. So we're good so far, so good. So we're gonna let that cure up real good. We're going to go in. It is 1 o'clock, Monday, the 7th of October. And you know what that means, boys and girls. So we're going to let that cure up nice and good before we go handling it, so we don't bust a cap, so to speak, on that thing. And then we got everything else. I got to get the needle back on it before I damage it. And come on, get up there. There we go. We'll get that over here, and we'll get the string locked into it later. Well, we might as well do it now. Let's see if I can do this without a bunch of blood clot crying. Let's see, we gotta go to that mark right there. So that should yeah, that should make it crawl. And let's see, we need to go a little bit further. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back for another short little bursty clip, and then we'll wind this particular video up, and hopefully we will get to move on with other things. Let's see, this here is the RCA. I did get the knobs cast for that, a front knob and a back knob. So as soon as they come out of the mold, they're going to come out in a couple of hours. And when I get them out, polish them up again real good, and we'll get the knobs onto this thing, and we'll be ready to rock on that on the on eBay. So let me take and shut these things down so I can save on my power curve, and we'll be back. All right, everyone. Today is Tuesday the 8th. Tuesday the 8th. Yeah, Tuesday the 8th. I had to double check. I'm losing track of days and what the heck I'm doing. But the mosquitoes haven't lost track of me, that's for sure. So anyway, we managed getting the parts back together on this thing. I think I proved that the slicer, banana slicer on the tuner is okay. There might have been a slight issue with one tang on it, but other than that, pretty much it was like the master said. It's mostly from underneath, and I think it might be from one of the connections that I got to one of it, because there's like 7 different connections on 2 different lugs. They hook to the mounting screws, they come in contact with mounting screws on the tuner. So yeah, I haven't done anything on this radio other than maybe just get it back together, and that happened I think it was Monday or maybe Sunday. I don't remember the last day that I worked on it, and even though it was a couple of days ago. I had my oncology group call me this morning and wanted to know if they could move my appointment from the 22nd up to whenever, and I said, well, what are you thinking? They said, can you make it in 11:15 this morning? And I said, Yeah. So it was already 9 o'clock, and so they caught me early enough so I could shit, shower, shave, and shine for the appointment. And I went in there, and it pretty much confirmed. The oncologist finally confirmed. Well, I knew pretty much what was going on to begin with, because of the way people were scrambling, and it's cancer. And since the bladder surgeries and everything, once that was triggered, that was the trigger point for the rest of the body. So it's spread pretty much to other areas of the body. Lymph nodes, nodes up in my lung area, nodes down in my groin area, and it triggered off a couple of other things. So they're gonna try to get me scheduled in tomorrow on getting a catheter and another catheter, and a port, chingy, to put in me so that they can deliver chemo. So I'm going to be under a chemo regimen until further notice, and those will start after they get the port in and they get me scheduled in for my regular rounds of getting lit up, so to speak, so I can glow in the dark and see where I'm going at night. I won't have to turn on a light to go to the bathroom. So excuse my rocking and a rolling. The skeeters are trying to carry me away. So anyway, that is it pretty much there. I got one ghost to get out right now, but it's playing better, and it is receiving short wave as well as other stations along the AM band. So we're gonna have to shelve this stuff because I get a little too uncomfortable from time to time, especially sitting on this stool and laying in bed and whatever. I mean, everything is starting to bother me now. So I'll get videos out as I can. You guys hang tight. I'll be back, I hope, and we'll be getting into some new stuff. I gotta get myself psyched up for what's going to come. So, and hope you enjoyed this segment of the video. I'm gonna go inside and get away from these doggone buck skeeters. And you guys have a great evening, and enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for watching.